Hi class, this is Mrs. Robertson, and today we are going to be doing problems from Chapter 6, Lesson 3, starting on page 459. Today's lesson is going to focus on fraction coefficients. This is a little more challenging than what we did on Monday. I hope you enjoyed your lesson Monday and you didn't have any problems grading your homework yesterday. If you have questions, make sure you let me know in the Zoom sessions. All right, now as I said, today's just a little more challenging. You're going to need paper and pencil. I'm going to rewrite the examples so you can follow along and know what to do on these problems. Page 459, example 3. Let me just focus this a little more, a little better. Oh, much better. Okay, in number 3, save a little space and write down 3/4 times x equals 12/20. Now we need to isolate x. Your job is to get x all by itself. So we need to remove 3/4. And to remove a fraction, you multiply by its reciprocal. 4/3. 4/3. We've balanced our equation by multiplying both sides of the equal sign by 4/3. And then that will give you your variable x all by itself. So that cancels out and you end up with x equals. Now remember, simplify before you multiply. 4 divides 4 once, 4 divides 25 times. 3 divides 3 once, and 3 divides 12 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4, 5 times 1 is 5. X equals 4/5. Now, it shows you this in example 3. They just do a few extra lines, but I do it all in one setting. It's a power, it's full of activity in that one setting, but I think that you can handle doing it that way. Now let's go on to question 4. Here we go. -7/9 times d equals 5. Your job is to isolate the d. You have to undo multiplying by -7/9. So you are going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal -9/7. -9/7. This cancels out. You now have d equals, okay, gently pick the 5 up and put a 1 under it. There are no shortcuts in this problem. So you're going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 5 times -9 is -45. 1 times 7 is 7. Now, when you simplify that, it's going to be -6, that's 42, and you have 3 left over. -6 and 3/7. So d equals -6 and 3/7. Now, they do a check step in this one. And how do they do that? The check step is -7/9 times d. Now, I'm going to use the improper fraction form of it here, times -45/7. Does that equal 5? Now, simplify before you multiply, and when you do that, the 7's turn into 1's. 9 divides 9 once, 9 divides 45 5 times, and -1 times -5 is +5. Yes, it does. All right. Now, let's do the E, F, and G down below. Feel free to put the video on pause at any time if you need more time to copy this information down or to focus on what I have just done with you as far as the problems here. All right, letter E. My job is to isolate the variable x. I must get rid of multiplying 1/2. To do that, I am going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal 2/1. and I'm going to gently pick the 8 up and put a 1 under it. This cancels. You end up with x equals 16 over 1, which is a 16. It does not tell us that we have to do a check step, so we won't do that for right now. Letter F, your job is to isolate x. You must rid multiplying negative 3/4. So you are going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, negative 4/3. Negative 4/3. You're going to gently pick the 9 up and put a 1 under it. Now simplify before you multiply. Boom, boom. Negative times negative is positive x, which is what we want. Now, 3 will divide 3 once. 3 divides 9 3 times. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. X equals negative 12. Letter G, your job to isolate x. You must rid negative 7/8. So in order to undo multiplying by negative 7/8, you're going to multiply by negative 8/7. Negative 8/7. This cancels out. You bring down your 8. 8 equals, yes, kids, you want to simplify before you multiply. 7 will go into 7 once. 7 goes into 21 3 times. Yes, 8 will divide 8 once. 8 divides 64 8 times. Negative times negative is positive 3/8. And that is your answer. Are there any questions, kids? All right, if you have questions, you can watch this again. You can go into your math book, and there is a tutor that will go over these problems again and help you if you still are having difficulty. All right, let's go on to page 460 now. And we're going to look at the example number 5. In example number 5, it says, Valerie needs 2/3 a yard of fabric to make each hat for the school play. Write and solve an equation to find how many hats she can make with 6 yards of fabric. All right, they have it here. 2/3 times n equals 6. To simplify, you multiply both sides by the reciprocal, 3/2, and you get the answer n. She can make 9 hats. All right, now let's go on, and we're going to do number 3 and number 5 together. Okay? And then I'll talk to you about what your homework is going to be. In number 3, we have to isolate the h. If you want to redo this one on a separate sheet of paper, you can. So here we're going to multiply both sides by negative 18 over 5. Negative 18 over 5. All right, now the 18 and the 5, you end up with a positive h. Now, negative times negative will make this positive. So 2 will go into 2 once. 2 goes into that 9 times. You end up with negative times negative is positive 9/5, which equals 1 4/5 equals h. That is the answer to number 3. Now, kids, if you are not showing your multiplication this way in the parentheses, I will know that you have not been watching this video. So please make sure you do it the correct way. Now let's go on to question number 5. It says in this problem, 3/4 of the fruit in a refrigerator are apples. There are 24 apples in the refrigerator. How many pieces of fruit are in the refrigerator? Well, I'm going to use the variable n equals fruit. So I know that 3/4 of the fruit, which is n, equals 24. That is your equation. Now we have to solve it. Okay, to solve your equation, you are going to, I'm just going to rewrite it over here. 3/4 fourths times n equals 24. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the fraction in front of the n because you want to get n all by itself. Okay, this cancels out, and n will equal, okay, 4 over 3. Oh, how nice. There's a 4 for the denominator and a 4 for the numerator, and you will get 2/3. What did I do wrong here? Oh, kids, it's the end of the day. It's not 2/4. I'm supposed to put 24. Good grief. So sorry about that. I'm going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to do it down below. I have my right equation. I need you here sometimes to keep me straight. So let's do this again. 3/4 times n equals 24, which is what we started off with. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal. 4/3. 4/3. This cancels out. N equals, gently pick it up, put a 1 under it. 3 will go into 3 once. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 4 gives us the answer of 32. Yes, and the answer is 32 pieces of fruit. Oh, gosh, we got over that one. Okay, sorry about that, but it's been a long day after doing the Clear Sight. By the way, nice job doing the Clear Sight test, kids. I was really pleased with how most of you were able to get on without any problems. Okay, now, your homework. This is what you're wanting to know what you have to do. So, this is what I want you to do. On page 461, I want you to do 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on page 462, I would like for you to do number 10. And on page 463, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And 22. So, all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a total of 10 questions for your homework. I will put the exact numbers in your calendar so you know what to do. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in Zoom session tomorrow. Bye-bye.